It's 1:34 and it is 25 degrees out. We are about to go camping. All right, well, normally I do hiking and camping, but this week I'm doing a little different. I am going to be camping in at least, I think it's supposed to get down to 14. It's 25 right now, and it's 1:34 in the afternoon. I got my hot tent and my stove in, so it's going to be hopefully a warm evening. It's a little different. Whenever I pack my backpack, I pack for every situation, everything. I pack everything I can to be prepared. That is the Eagle Scout in me coming out and wanting to be prepared for any scenario, and it's also the human in me coming out wanting to be safe, wanting to have everything that I could possibly need. There's a good chunk of the stuff that I don't use, but you know, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, and I will need that stuff. I would rather get out there and not need it and have it than not have it and need it. That's just that's my nature. I don't know that's probably not everyone's, but for me it is. Knock on wood, so far I have not been in a situation where I needed something and not had it. So, but I'm heading now to the campsite to unload stuff and start getting the campground prepped. I'm gonna clean up the area. I've got a little rake that is for camping that I can that way I can move all the leaves and all that, and that way I won't have leaves on the ground inside the tent. So I will catch up with you on a little bit. Alrighty, well, I was gonna camp deeper into the woods, but this tent is way too big. It's just there's not a clearing in the woods, deep in the woods, big enough to hold this. So while I'm setting it up, watch out for the wildlife. Here comes some wildlife now. Come here, buddy. There's some beagle wildlife. These stakes are different, but they feel real sturdy. This is one thing I was worried about, and I did bring extra stakes just in case the ones that came with this were just cheap tent stakes. Well, they come with a ball. That's different. Alrighty. not too bad. That's where the stove will go on that side. Alright. Well, that's what the outer tent looks like. I don't know if there's enough room in there to show y'all me putting up the inner tent. It does have an inner tent. As you can see, obviously this doesn't have a floor. It has an inner tent with like a fly net that will set up on this right hand side, and that will at least give me some dryness. That way I'm not just laying on the ground. Give me at least one layer between the ground and me, and not just my sleeping bag and my air mattress. I will say that when I bought this tent, it said that the insert was sold separately, and it ended up coming with it anyway. So that was a nice surprise. You can see that it's got these flaps to help keep stuff out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this other tent, the inner one, and then I'm going to put the stove up. Alrighty. Check back with y'all in a little bit. Alrighty, I got these storm-proof Sweetfire strikeable fire starters. They look like strike them and with a match and take off. I've already preloaded the stove with wood. See how that does. Well, while that's heating up and all that, I'm going to go ahead and put water in that and get some water boiling so I can have some dinner. Alrighty. Got that filled with water. Hopefully all that ignites. I do have some more kindling that I brought that I've had in my garage, picked up out of the yard, so it's good and dry. So either way, we'll be able to get something going. Alrighty, we got it going pretty good now. I left my light on in there, but it's actually hooked up to the battery. I got a portable battery charger. I did go ahead, come around this back side. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. Took a wire, or took a rope to that tree out there. Pulled out a little bit. I got another one I think I'm going to take right here and pull it out a little bit. Give me a little bit more space in there. But yeah, it's working good. The reason I'm not in there right now is because the smell is horrible. That paint burning from that stove, oh, stinks. Maybe I should have spent a little bit more money and got one that wasn't painted black, but hindsight is 2020, so it is what it is. Alrighty, well, I'll catch up with you on a little bit. I went ahead and put my water on top of it. Boiling. A little chair, a little table. I gotta roll out my sleeping bag, but I finally got my air mattress aired up. So I'm gonna grab my coffee and stand out here for a little bit because that stinks. It smells horrible. Alrighty, it's time for dinner. I'm gonna have some beef lasagna with marinara sauce. The water's not boiling, but it is extremely hot. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't have a measuring cup, but I've had a few of these, so I kind of know how to eyeball it. Got breakfast over there with my firewood, my coffee, and my little table over there. And of course, right there is where I'm gonna sleep. Off in there. So, in my Nalgene bottle. What we used to do in Scouts, we'd pee in bottles and then throw them in the bottom of our sleeping bag and it'd keep us warm. I'm a little more civilized than that, so instead of peeing in it, boil hot water, throw it in that Nalgene bottle, which is that shorter green one, and it'll help keep me warm through the night. Alrighty, I'm gonna get this on and I'll touch base with you in a minute. It's kind of hard to see my face because of my light. That light really comes in handy. It is also an air pump. So I've got it plugged into a portable charger here that I can also use to charge my phone, and that will also charge my watch and all that good stuff. Whenever I go hiking, I take multiple chargers, at least 2, sometimes 3. Just hear that wild dog out there. And I also take a 20 watt solar charger that it'll hang over my backpack, and that way I can charge my chargers while I'm hiking. And I'll tell you what, these have multiple applications. Not only do they feed you, but while they are cooking, the warm water can keep your hands warm. These aren't the thickest gloves, but I can feel the warm water through here. So, supposed to let it Supposed to do 1.5 cups of water, boiling water to the pouch. I did bring my stove for an emergency, just in case. But I would prefer to just use this. So it's not getting too boiling, but that's fine. I will leave the pot on throughout the night. You saw that I have my wood in here. I will continue to add to the stove overnight. Just so I can kind of keep some heat going in here. It's around 46 degrees. It's 23 degrees outside. It's around 46 degrees in here, which is a lot better than 23 degrees, I'll tell you. And hopefully I can keep enough flame going, or at least the water hot enough that whenever I wake up in the morning, I can just pour it into my breakfast. I've got a breakfast skillet, another Mountain House meal. Now, I have not had that, so that'll be a new experience. I have had the lasagna, the beef lasagna. It's amazing. Let me just give a shout out to those these Stormproof Sweetfire Strikeable Fire Starter. They're amazing. They are simply amazing. You just strike them like a match and then throw them into your stove, and it's quite remarkable how well they do, as long as you've got adequate enough wood. So yeah, it says that it is, I don't know if you can see that, 42 degrees. Well, 42.6 Fahrenheit, which in that is 6.1 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's gone up to 43 Fahrenheit. So we'll see how this one turns out. Overall, this hasn't been too bad of an experience. I do wish there was a better placement of the stove, I guess. I don't know. It's maybe if it could have been a little further back in this corner right here, but it's fine. I can always get in the sleeping area if I need to, but being in my chair, it does great. You don't have one of these chairs. I can't remember who this one's by. It weighs 1.5 pounds. I paid like $40, I believe, for it on Amazon. Nemo has one that's, I want to say, like $30 or $40 more than this one. Maybe like $120. It may be quite a bit more. But it's only a pound. Same concept, same type of chair. It's just a little lighter, by about half a pound, and I could not justify getting rid of this one for that one when it's for half a pound, with how much more you're going to spend. Guess I'm gonna go ahead and give this dinner a shot. I'm getting too old for this. Guess I'm gonna go ahead and use a spoon. Not this little kit. This comes with 2 knives, even a steak knife. It's got chopsticks in it. It's got a straw. It even has a little salt and pepper shaker and a straw cleaner. I don't remember how much it was, but I got it on Amazon. It's got a couple forks in it, a couple spoons, the straw cleaner. But I guarantee it was cheap because I bought it. And the silverware is quite nice. It's real silverware. It's not plastic. So I guess we can go ahead and give this a try. I don't know that it's been long enough, but I'm starving. That bite only has meat. I want meat and in it. I'm gonna bless this mess. Generally, I will take off my hat to say grace, but it's like 23 degrees outside, and I think the Lord will understand. Alrighty. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, please keep me warm tonight, Lord, and I thank you for all your many blessings, Lord. And Lord, I pray that you will keep me safe, keep me warm, bless this food to the nourishment of my body, Lord, and let everyone in this area have safe travels, Lord, and stay warm. And it's going to be pretty chilly for the next few days. I pray that if we do get snow, that it is that it doesn't turn into ice too quickly, Lord. And Lord, I pray that the people that do have to travel in this stuff, that they get around safe, Lord. Lord, I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Alrighty. Cheers. It's really pretty good. If you have any suggestions on any of these other meals that I should try, or even a different brand, I'm open to that. The only reason I buy Mountain House is I know that there are a lot of them out there with a more appetizing package, but someone told me that they feel like the company spends more on the packaging than they do on the actual ingredients and all that, so it makes for a bad product. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus as far as the name of the company goes, but so I've tried these. I like them. I just try to steer clear. I guess I could go ahead and give the other one a shot and just see if it's worth it, but they're considerably more expensive. They're around 25% more. So I'm fine with Mountain House. Usually I'm fine with ramen noodles, so Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more wood on the fire and put some more water in my pitcher here. And I'm probably about to call it a night. I worked a night shift last night, and I'm going on about 3 hours of sleep. So I am ready to curl up and pass out. But I will. I'll touch base with y'all before I head to bed. Come. Alrighty, well, dinner was good. I'm just restocking the stove best I can. For now. Alrighty. Sticking the leaves. Alright, I'm gonna see how that does. Pour some more water. I need to brush my teeth. Into my pot so I can at least keep warm water going. Pour it into my Nalgene, and then I'm gonna crawl into bed. Got the fire going pretty good. It says it's around 42 degrees in here. Ish. It's around 23 outside. saying it's 62 degrees in here. But I did just flare up that fire, so we'll see what the night holds in store. I do plan on waking up in the middle of the night and keeping the fire going. I will keep my water on there. I know a lot of it will evaporate, but I've got plenty, especially considering that I'm not hiking or anything like that, so I'm not drinking a whole lot. That's stuck on there. I don't really need it to come off anyway. That lid, that handle comes off of that lid. So maybe it finally melted on there, I don't know. So don't bother me none. So, alrighty, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Put my sleeping bag out, I still gotta do that. Got plenty of air in there. And the fire's going pretty good. I still got quite a bit of wood. If I should need it, I've got my hatchet here, and right out on the other side of that chair outside of the tent to the right is a rick of wood. So like I said, I'm not too far from the Jeep, worst case scenario, but that's not why I come out here. That's not the last time I stayed up here. I did end up leaving at like 1:30 in the morning, but I brought all my hiking stuff, and I bought a bladder for my backpack. It's a Osprey 65 Rook, and I bought a bladder for it, and I didn't know it at the time, but I set it down in my tent, my normal hiking tent, and the spout got pinched or something, I don't know, but it leaked out water. It made it really humid in the tent, and I got wet. It's like, I don't know, probably 50 degrees or so, and I was just miserable. So I ended up leaving at like 1:30 in the morning. But alrighty, well, I'm really happy with this setup. I do wish I had a little bit bigger tent. Maybe next time I'll just arrange things differently, and it'll work just fine. I don't have any intentions on buying a new tent right now. This tent is, I'm 5'4", and this tent is a couple inches shorter than that. It's just got this pole right here in the center that goes all the way up, and that's where I've got my light. A crazy dog. So, alrighty, well, I'm gonna get in here and get my sleeping bag out. I'm gonna sleep in my clothes that I'm wearing. That was one thing. I went on a hike in New Mexico. It was a 10-day hike, and up at Philmont, and they we would sleep in everything we took. And as we started hiking and all that, because it was cold at night, as we started hiking and all that, we would shed our clothes, and before you knew it, we were just in shorts and a t-shirt. So, but yeah, I've got these are REI pants. They're waterproof, rain resistant, water resistant, whichever. And then underneath that, I've got a pair of tights that I used to use for cycling in the cold. So I've got on a couple pairs of socks. I will take my boots off. I won't sleep in them. I will say that this little hiking table, or not, I guess you could use it for hiking. I've never taken it hiking, but it really comes in handy. This is the first time I've used it, but I'm really enjoying it. Keeping all my stuff off the ground. So that's a plus. I've got more camping stuff that I know what to do with. Let's see how it's looking. Still looking pretty good. Alrighty, well. Biscuits. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get in my sleeping bag and get warm, and I'll talk to y'all in the morning. Have a good evening. Bye. It's 10:33. And I woke up. You could see. Woke up cold. So I put my boots on and looked at the fire, and it was no more. So I am currently in the process of rebuilding the fire. That's all the wood I have left. Like I said, there is a rick of wood right outside the tent. So I will probably go out, get a couple logs, and use my axe and my hatchet and start trimming on it. But yeah, it is cold. It is currently 38 degrees. Excuse me. 33.9. So it's kind of cold. You can see and tell from the smoke coming out of my mouth. Yeah. So hopefully that'll build up. Another issue I've got of the last 3 nights, I've worked a night shift at the hospital. So I'm not tired. I'm only going on around, I don't know, 3 hours of sleep. I probably slept just now for about 30-45 minutes. but I'm just not tired. So, but at least that gives me a chance to go get some wood, and gotta go out and use nature's facilities. But I will say this, I do need to get thicker gloves. And all this stuff I'm wearing is perfect when you're hiking. When I was hiking, I was perfectly fine, but obviously now I'm not moving. So, and that's all this is just testing stuff out. And like I said, I'm not far from home. My pot of water is still warm, so that's good. Even when the fire went out, it stayed warm. So I don't do this stuff to not make it. So I may not make it as late as I'd like. I may pack up at like 4, 5 in the morning. I usually wake up early anyway. Just because, I work at the hospital, and I usually wake up at 4:45 so I can get to the hospital and get a good parking spot. It doesn't matter during the summer, but in the winter it does, just because I like to go out and be able to start my car, my Jeep, and get it warming up. It's rough on engines, especially automatics. Well, it's not that it's better for standards, but it's easier on standards. When they're warmed up, it's a little easier on standards to start cold and take off in the cold, but goodness, that stinking smoke. I need to open the door a little bit, but there's still flying back in there. Just knock my water over. I don't know that y'all see me do this. Probably have, I don't know. But I get in this little kit. This is a really cool kit, and it's kind of high end. It's all the it's not plastic, and it's all black. It's really a nice kit. Might have to go ahead and use another one of these fire starters, which is fine. That's why I got them. It came with 8. I'm down to 3. Now I'll be down to 2. So, I think after I get this going, I'll go get some more wood. Would have been better off to put that lower, but I didn't really have an option. So I will get that going and talk to y'all in a little bit. Starting to get warm in here. I filled up my pot. So it's cold now, but it won't be too long it'll get warm. So I went and got some little pieces of wood, so it'll last me a little bit. But like I said, I just don't think I'm going to be able to sleep. Being that I've had to stay up overnight the last 3 nights. So thankfully it's Monday and I don't have to go back to work till Friday. So I'll be able to flip my schedule back around, but I just don't see it happening tonight, especially with it being as cold as it is. But I will muster through it. The Lord will get me through it. Sure is looking good in there. Alrighty. I guess I'm gonna put on a movie or something on my phone and do what I can to stay warm. Talk to y'all later. Don't want to bore y'all with that, but yeah, I'm chopping wood. It's going to be hard to see because I have to turn the light off, so you won't really see what I'm doing. Right here, I've got a pump. Obviously, it's got a light on it. That's how I aired up my air mattress. But you can turn that pump on. Let's start your fire back up. I'm gonna step out for a second because it got real smoky in here. Ugh. Alrighty, well, it is 10 till 2. I'm still awake. I have laid down some. I just can't get to sleep. To flip my schedule back around when I'm sleeping nights, I'm going to need to be in my own bed and not on this cold floor. Although I do have a little bit of layering between me with the flooring of this tent. Obviously, the rest of the tent does not have flooring. And then my air mattress and my sleeping bag. I'm staying pretty warm. But one thing you can do to stay warm is get you a what we used to do in Scouts is we would pee in a water bottle and throw it at the bottom of our tent. You may think that's disgusting, and it is pretty gross, but when you're freezing cold and that helps keep you warm, that heat from your pee bottle, it's a game changer for sure. Well, I was up at REI, and this girl that had helped me multiple times knew that I had just about everything I'm ever going to need for camping, hiking, whatever. And I was just asking her, I was like, look, I want to spend some money today. Do you have anything that I can get? And she said, do you have a Nalgene bottle? She was like, what we do is you put hot water in it and put it at the bottom of your sleeping bag and helps keep you warm. I told her my little pee story from Scouts. So I've got this Nalgene bottle. It does have water in it. It is warm. But I'm going to pour a little bit more in here. Keeping that on the top of the stove there has kept that water just warm all night. You can hear it in there boiling. And now it's a little bit warmer than it was before, which is amazing. I have been just touching the top of my pitcher here. That's metal. That gets a little too hot. So, just a little trick of the trade. Get you a Nalgene bottle or any type of bottle. And the thicker ones, especially when you put hot water like I just put into here, these thicker bottles work real great for it because it's not releasing as much heat, I guess. It's not as hot. And I just can't not recommend enough. Don't use a metal pitcher, because you'll burn your hands. Even with my gloves on, it's still got a little too warm. As you can see here, I still got a roaring fire going. And so I'm staying warm. I just can't sleep. Man, it's 2025. I gotta start going back to the gym. My chins are showing. I did pretty good with that last year. So, I may try to lay down again. But it's just rough. And like I said, this is hard ground and everything. And being that I've been on nights, been up for the last 3 nights, it's difficult, but I'll muster through it. I think I'm gonna wait till about 5 o'clock, probably make me some coffee and and then start packing up stuff. I'm not gonna, being that it's wintertime here in Oklahoma, it doesn't get warm, or excuse me, it doesn't get light until around 8 o'clock. I get off at 7 o'clock at the hospital, and I drive home in the dark. And I'm not gonna wait till daytime to leave. There's no point. So I'll make my little, I'm real excited about this. My breakfast skillets. Supposed to be real good. The other Mountain House meals that I've tried have been amazing. So I will, get that working in a few hours and head out. So, alrighty. Well, if I think of anything else I need to tell you guys, I'll do it. Alrighty. Well, that was cold. That's all I can say for it. It got down to 16 degrees. And it was cold. It's currently 29 out. So it's still cold. I am about to be home. But I wanted to give just a quick overview. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch, and nothing against them, nothing at all, they just show you the glamorous parts of what you want to see. They don't show you the bad. And that's why I showed you videos last night of me freezing and getting up at 2 in the morning to put more wood on the fire and having to go out and get more wood. I learned some lessons, some valuable lessons. One, I am going to be returning that tent and that stove. And here's the reason why. One, the tent was just too compact. I get it's a one-person tent, but with the placement of the stove and where the room was and all that, it just didn't leave a whole lot of space for you to maneuver inside. And I felt like I feel like this morning like I smoked a 12 pack. So I think there might have been some smoke leaking out inside the tent. Because I've been coughing all morning. My nose isn't runny. So I'm not coughing because I'm cold. I'm actually coughing crap up. So there is another one I want to try. The breakfast skillet. It was good. So far, I'd have to say that the lasagna was the best I've had as far as the Mountain House meals go. The other one, the beef stroganoff, is good. That breakfast skillet is good, but that lasagna, I keep going back to it. Those little fire starters I got, they worked great. Another reason I want to return that stove is it's round, and a lot of the guys that I watch that are out there with hot tents, their stove is square. them even had a little tray underneath, kind of like an oven of sorts. He put some sandwiches in there. So, I want to get that one. If not that one, I do want to get a square one. But it was a good experience, cold experience. I did not die. There are just, you do this stuff to learn and make adjustments. And I am definitely going to make adjustments. I want to camp in the snow. There was not snow this time. Believe it or not, I have camped in the snow. Being that I'm an Eagle Scout. And we did not have hot tents and all that. So, it is possible. But it was a very cold evening, a cold night. And I feel like the stove only kept warm, like right around the stove. So it didn't really heat up the whole tent. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe you get the same setup, you'll have a different experience. But like I said, it was fine. I enjoyed my night. You don't get out there and do this stuff to not enjoy it. So you make the best of it, even if you are miserably cold, which I was, and I did make the best of it. It was an experience. So I highly recommend, like I said, I was on some private property. I highly recommend getting out there and doing it. Maybe not as cold as this. I may not, it can snow a lot with it being warmer than this. So, one thing I will say is that the part of Oklahoma that I'm from, we don't really get snow. We did when I was a kid. Used to get it all the time. I can remember having 3 and 4 day snow days back in the day. And now we just don't get it. So, there's not a whole lot of opportunity for me to camp in the snow here. And if it does snow, it's not a whole lot. It's just a dusting. So I may have to go off somewhere else, which will require, planning and packing stuff and, driving off. So that's an option. It just, I don't know when I'd be able to do that. But see, once I get the new equipment in and give it a dry run like I did this stuff last night. And that was the main thing I wanted to do with this stuff, was just check it out and see how it worked in a situation that was easy for me to get out of. I was only 9 minutes from my house. Which, in telling y'all that, you may think, oh, he didn't stay the night. Well, I did. You can ask. My mother lives with me. You can ask her, because it was cold. And her and my dog worry. So, alrighty, well, until next time, y'all just go outside, do something, be active, and test yourself. Do something you're not comfortable with. Because although I have done plenty of camping before in my life, I have not done a whole lot like that. spry as I used to be. So y'all get out there and have a good time. I'll see you guys next time.